The Australian Shipwrecks coin series is a coin series that tells a lot of stories of bravery and horror. Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. This is Austrian Stagger. I hope you're all doing very well. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. As I already said, today I want to talk about the Australian Shipwrecks coin series issued between 2019 and 2021 by the Royal Australian Mint. And I want to tell you very interesting stories of bravery and horror related to all the 4 ships depicted on the 4 coins of the coin series. The design of the coins was quite surprising for me, considering that the Royal Australian Mint is usually a rather traditional conservative mint. So when they came up with triangular coin designs, it was quite a surprise for me. The theme of the range revolves around the many historical ships that have come to grief around the waters of the Australian continent. A lot of vessels from the European colonial powers ended their voyages on the Australian seabed, or the seabed off the Australian coast, often with some astounding stories of bravery and horror. It's a great idea for a bullion series, especially from the Royal Australian Mint, because they usually tend to head to the local wildlife for inspiration. The reverse of the coins is very interesting in that it is designed to be looked at in 2 ways. So if you look at the coin that way, the inscriptions are the correct way up to be read, and the ship is portrayed as sinking beneath the waves. And then interestingly, if you turn it around, then the ship is depicted under full sail on the surface of the sea. So what this actually indicates is that all the 4 coins depicted, or all the 4 ships depicted on the coins, actually sank. The second unusual aspect of this coin series concerns the Obverse. It's very rare and unusual for the Royal Australian Mint to have anything other than the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on it. But for this series, each issue carries a fully customized piece of art related to the theme, with the effigy integrated on it. The coins are available in 4/9 fine silver purity, and the mintage of the silver coins is limited to 20,000. The mintage of the gold coins is positively rare at just 250 pieces. What's also great is that the coins come in capsules, so you don't need to waste your time searching for capsules, and most probably you would have never found capsules where these coins fit in, so you don't need to care about this because all the coins come encapsulated. The only thing I don't like at all with this coin series is that it just consists of 4 coins. I think they should have made at least 20 or 30 more. The names of the 4 ships depicted on the coins were Batavia, Vergulde Draeck, Zuytdorp and Zeewijk. So sorry if I completely butchered the beautiful Dutch language now, but I did the best I could. So let's start with coin number 1, issued in 2019. featuring the Batavia. Batavia was built in Amsterdam in 1628 and sailing from Texel to the Dutch East Indies. And on the surface, the Batavia was actually just another merchant ship heading east. What then followed on their first journey was a horrifying story of brutality and is still remembered almost 4 centuries later. The Batavia was commanded by Francisco Palsert and captained by Arian Jacobs, and the ship carried a huge supply of trade gold and silver, and a junior merchant named Hieronymus Cornelis, a bankrupt pharmacist from Haarlem who was actually fleeing the Netherlands. The interesting thing is what happened during the voyage. Jacobs and Cornelis conceived a plan to take the ship and on the 4th of June 1629 the ship struck Morning Reef near Beacon Island off the Western Australian coast. Most of the passengers and crew managed to get ashore on an island, but 40 people drowned of the 322 souls aboard. After realizing there was no fresh water and limited food on the island, Palsert headed to the mainland in a 9-meter long boat, only to discover it was also without fresh water. In what is considered one of the greatest feats of navigation in open boats, Palsert, Jacobs and some others took a 33-day voyage to Batavia, now Jakarta, in which all survived. Batavia's Governor General Jan Cohen immediately gave Palsert command of the Saddam to rescue the other survivors, as well as to attempt to salvage riches from the Batavia's wreck. Arriving 2 months after leaving the wreck of the Batavia, what he discovered was horrifying. Cornelis, left in charge of the survivors, realized that should the party going to the city of Batavia succeed, the discovery of the planned mutiny would lead to possible executions. So he planned to hijack any rescue ship and try to find shelter somewhere remote, using the gold and silver on the Batavia to start a new kingdom. Opponents would need to be eliminated, however. So Cornelis gained control by sending the soldiers to nearby West Wallaby Island under the false pretense of searching for water and then abandoned them there. So Cornelis took complete control. Over the next 2 months, with a dedicated band of murderous young men, Cornelis began to systematically kill anyone he believed would be a problem to his reign of terror or a burden on their limited resources. The mutineers became intoxicated with killing and no one could stop them. They needed only the smallest of excuses to drown, bash, strangle or stab to death any of their victims, including women and children. In total, his followers murdered at least 110 men, women and children. The soldiers Cornelis thought he had abandoned had in fact found good food and water supplies and learned of what Cornelis had done. They fabricated some weapons and built a small fort. After several battles with musket-armed men sent by Cornelis, they prevailed until Palsert arrived with reinforcements, which together soon captured all the mutineers. Palsert held trials on the island and the worst offenders were hanged after having their hands cut off. Others were punished in Batavia, Even Pelset, not escaping as a board of inquiry, decided that Pelset had exercised a lack of authority and was therefore partly responsible for what had happened. Coin number 2 of the series, issued in 2020, is the Vergulde Draeck. As said, please excuse my bad Dutch pronunciation, so I hope I don't butcher your language too much. On the morning of the 28th of April 1656, a VOC ship called the Vergulde Draeck traveled towards Batavia, now Jakarta, with a load of trade goods, coins, cargo, passengers and crew, struck an uncharted reef off the coast of Western Australia. The reef gutted the ship and only 75 of the crew survived, along with a small quantity of provisions and a single boat. The understeerman Abraham Lehmann took the boat and 6 crew on an astonishing and grueling journey to Batavia and reported the wreck. Several attempts were made to rescue the survivors, but they were never located. The wreck of the Vergulde Draeck was discovered in 1963 and was excavated in 1972. 19,000 coins were recovered, mainly Spanish reals and some Japanese silver coins. The mystery of what became of the survivors of the Vergulde Draeck has never been answered. This was one of the most enigmatic episodes of Australia's maritime history. Coin number 3 of the series, also issued in 2020, features the Zuytdorp. In 1711, Dutch East India Company trading ship Zuytdorp, meaning South Village, set out from the Netherlands for Batavia on what was to be its 3rd and final voyage. On board were more than 200 men and precious cargo comprising 250,000 silver coins. After nearly 7 months at sea, with scurvy claiming the lives of many men, the Zuytdorp continued its journey from the Cape of Good Hope via the Indian Ocean. Unfortunately, the Zuytdorp never arrived at Batavia, and with no knowledge of where it may have sunk or whether it had been taken by pirates, no search was ever made. The wreck was found more than 200 years later off the coast of Western Australia along a stretch now known as the Zuytdorp Cliffs. Divers of the wreck have reported a carpet of silver, the result of thousands of silver coins strewn along the ocean floor. These coins, inscribed with Zeeland and 1711, helped identify the wreck as the ill-fated Zuytdorp, which still abounds in mystery today. The 4th and last coin of the coin series was issued in 2021 and is called Zeewijk. The Zeewijk left the Netherlands in 1726 for Batavia with 208 seamen and a rich cargo of more than 315,000 guilders in 10 chests. Having lost 28 men by the time it reached the Cape of Good Hope in 1727, further disaster soon struck when the Zeewijk hit reef off the western Australian coast. Managing to set up camp on a nearby island and saving the chests of guilders, 11 of the survivors later launched a longboat to raise the alarm in Batavia. Tragically, these men were never seen again. Thanks for watching. Please tell me in the comments below what you think about this coin series, whether you like it or not. In my opinion, it's one of the best coin series ever, and it's a pity that it just consists of 4 different coins. Should have been much more. So I wish you all a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you again soon. Servus.